Hey all, Bree from the No Guilt Mom podcast, and I have got a gift for you this holiday season. If you love the No Guilt Mom podcast, and I mean love the No Guilt Mom podcast, then tell us about it. Leave us a review, and you can be entered to win a No Guilt Mom gift card. All you have to do is leave a review, take a screenshot, and then simply go to noguiltmom.com/review to enter our giveaway for a free No Guilt Mom gift card, simply for telling us what you think about the podcast. It is amazing. But don't delay. Get right on this, as we're going to be giving away that No Guilt Mom gift card on December 21st. So get right on over and visit noguiltmom.com/review.
Welcome to the No Guilt Mom podcast. I am your host, Joanne Crone, joined here by my beautiful co-host, Bree Tucker.
Why, hello, everybody. How are you? That's so silly. I was thinking you go bouncy or something. I was trying bouncing here, bouncing there.
I had the bouncy hair yesterday, and it was like so fun. It was so fun. Just bounce.
Do you remember those hair commercials like from the 80s where you'd have the girls with the big fluffy curly hair? I forget.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
a Pantene girl.
Have you seen Wicked?
The musical?
Yes.
No. Yes, one time.
So Galinda, who is, the good witch, she does the whole, she's like, okay, here's how you do it. You go into the room and you go, toss. And anyone who's seen Wicked, you know what I'm talking about, but she tosses her like bouncy hair.
Oh, I don't remember that moment.
And then Elphaba tries it, and it's just like, toss, and she like flicks her head to the side, and you're like, and Belinda's like, okay, next. We're going to do this again.
Yeah, not quite.
So today we are talking to the wonderful hosts of Family Looking Up, Andrea, Beth, and Camille, which I'm sure they know. It spells ABC.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that.
I'm sure they were aware.
Okay, I'm just going to say, like, I loved our chat with them. I felt like I was talking with my sisters. I have two sisters, so there's three of us total, and I had that vibe going. It was fun.
So much fun. And, like, I went on their podcast first to talk about homework, and I had such a blast. I'm like, you guys have got to come over, and we are going to have so much fun. And it is, like, we laughed so hard during this interview, guys.
Oh, I know. And you know what? It was an interview worthwhile because I'm just going to say hashtag 2020. It took us over a month and a half of rescheduling to get the sucker going because like something would happen with our schedule and something would happen with their schedule and then our schedule again. It was like, but we stuck with it, man.
We stuck with it. So if you don't know Family Looking Up, they are a podcast that brings laughter to motherhood. So very appropriate that we're laughing the whole way through. And they help moms see the funny in their day-to-day struggles of motherhood and encourage moms to embrace their perfections, which we are all about here at No Guilt Mom as well. So we hope that you enjoy our interview with Family Looking Up. This episode is brought to you by the Drama-Free Homework Checklist. Guys, if you haven't gotten this yet, this is our free checklist. If you are just dreading your kids' homework time, you need this in your life. Go to noguiltmom.com/DFH. It stands for Drama-Free Homework -checklist. Get it, print it, start using the tactics, and you will see a calmer homework time. And now, on with the show. You want mom life to be easier. That's our goal too. Our mission is to raise more self-sufficient and independent kids, and we're going to have fun doing it. We're going to help you delegate and step back. Each episode will tackle strategies for positive discipline, making our kids more responsible and making our lives better in the process. Welcome to the No Guilt Mom podcast. So welcome to the No Guilt Mom podcast. We are so happy to have you here, especially like I had such a blast in your guys' podcast. We laughed so much, and I can't wait to get this going.
Yes, we're so excited to be here, and we loved having you as a guest, and I'm glad you laughed because that's what we like to do.
That's what we like to do. That's our favorite hobby.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's a great hobby. So tell us a little about you and what you guys do.
Well, we are Beth, Andrea, and Camille, and we make up the Family Looking Up podcast.
And we're a podcast all about laughing through motherhood. We really wanted to find a place for moms to go where they could laugh at all the fails and the things that you day to day, but without all the crass and the language. And so we are a clean, funny podcast.
I love that.
Yeah.
We strive for that. We strive for that.
Well, it's like because moms like want to listen in the car with their kids. I mean, when are
Yes.
you like ever without your kids? Like
Right.
never.
Especially hashtag 2020, 2021.
Yes.
Yes, it's true. They're always, it's like a new parasite. Like there's this new virus that flared up, and then this child parasite where they're just on top of you at all times.
Glued
And you
to
want to
you.
listen to things, but then they're being exposed to some weird stuff. So we try to just keep it clean. We, of course, laugh and mock and joke and everything, but we just want moms to know that, like, it is funny. This whole parenting thing is actually pretty hilarious.
Right.
It is. And I think like the best way to get through it is to laugh, because else if we take everything so seriously, we just end up crying, and we
Yep.
just gotta laugh.
Right.
Yes. We have
True.
to laugh it. So between the three of you, you have 15 kids between the three of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
like-
we each have our own husband.
Yes.
So
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good thing.
that makes it really nice.
There's
Yeah.
been some confusion in the past. Like stipulation there.
Yeah, we do have 15 kids though. It's true.
Okay. You guys have a funny story about where you're recording from today, and the rooms and people that are in them.
It is. Yes, Beth. Tell where
Well,
we're at.
Okay, so things got a little confusing. We all lived in the same town together and would just get together in a normal house situation, record, move on with our lives. Well, then I moved 3 hours away. So now these guys come up every month or so and drive 3 hours, and we have a big slumber party, and it's so fun. It's just that I didn't move into like a spacious home. So my husband like sheetrocked in a little chunk of our shop, put some heat out here and a bunch of beds so that my sister with 7 kids could have a place to sleep. But then my brother was like, hey, there's an empty room. So he moved on in. But then we had to record. So we kicked him out. And now we're all squished in the shop with the heater running, recording the podcast. It's amazing.
It's fantastic.
Perfect.
There's a random mattress just to the left.
There's a Christmas tree. There's a projector. There's grandma's artwork everywhere.
But truthfully, if you're going to have a lot of kids, you have to deal with chaos. So it works. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Right.
It's actually, it makes it feel real to us. You know, if we were in a shiny studio, it would just be fakes. I don't
Yeah.
even know. So.
Right. I think that is a testament to motherhood and to our skills of like, okay,
Yes.
we'll just make this
We're like a little heated space with a lot of mattresses. Let's go, people.
Let's do this. Whoever thought podcasting was the most glamorous profession, man, we're like busting some stereotypes today. But also it's like, I feel like you being like a podcaster, when your kids like do something and when you're talking about parenting, you're like, that's it, material. I have it.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, we're joking that every time we get together and start to tell a story, one of us is always like, shh, stop talking. That's a great intro. We'll use that. Don't tell your story. But then the problem is we can't remember what the story was when we get to the intro. But
yeah.
there is a lot of material between 15 kids and 3 families.
I would say so.
I expect so. Yeah. So, you guys say that as moms, all three of you parent differently. So, how would you describe those differences in your parenting?
Well, we talked about this last night. I think let's each just take our own. Should
Yeah.
we?
Tell us how you parent, Camille.
I think that I love to connect with my kids. I love to connect emotionally, have fun with them, do things that they like to do. But it's really important to me that they feel like they can communicate with me and that they want to be with me. I think that like that's high on my priority list. So I think that's my strength or / weirdness. I don't know which.
Well, I think that's your like style. Like you parent
is my style.
emotionally.
Yeah.
Like, she's a very emotional parenter, and she's like all about the feels and the relationship.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't have feelings. I don't want a relationship with you. I'm in it for the adventure. So like Camille put it so nicely that I immerse my kids in experiences and adventures. Like I'm always doing that. Like I just gather up. I have 5, and I just gather up my little herd, and we hop in a
Go
van.
jump in an icy lake, for instance.
Yes, we did do
or-
that.
Have
They
you
did
done
all
that?
sorts of. Oh yeah,
When was the icy lake? I have to know that just for a
That
a
second.
year
was-
ago.
Yeah, for New Year's. It was just going to be the adults, and my kids' clothes just came off. We were just doing a little polar plunge, and my little kids were suddenly in their underwear, and I was like, hey, if you want to do it, do it. So they did, and I was like, honestly, there may have been some judgy people around, but I was so proud.
Absolutely.
I was like, that's right. Get in that water.
That takes a lot of
Hypothermia
guts.
can be fixed.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like,
You were given 10 fingers for a reason.
yeah. so you lose a few. Deal with it.
It's like 50 fingers between all of them. So it's
Share.
fine.
That is
can
actually
share.
my parenting style too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, you'll be fine. Like
Yeah.
a broken bone can be
It's
fixed.
very much
We'll
your
be-
parenting style.
So I'm just really I just really love the idea of my kids having like a lot of independence and being brave and courageous and like trying fun new things. That's kind of my go-to. Although, I mean, I might be failing at that. I have some very scared kids, so I don't know.
My son is playing a game right now on his computer where he's a thief and the cops are after him. So I'm so excited about this new app, Give As We Grow, where instead of being the quote unquote bad guys, kids are practicing giving back.
That is so cool, Joanne. I really wish that there was something like this when my kids were younger that got them excited about giving back to others and helped them build a better understanding of what it really means to volunteer.
Give As We Grow is the first of its kind free educational mobile app for children ages 8 to 11 that teaches kids via fun, service-focused minigame quests to tap into their unique talents and interests to help others.
And did you know that studies show that there is a biological connection between generosity and happiness, and that volunteering improves people's physical and mental health? I mean, kids who volunteer typically do better in school and are less likely to engage in risky behaviors. And that is something that I think we all want for our kids.
Ready to spark a new movement in generosity? Find and download Give As We Grow for free in the App Store for Android and iOS. And for resources for the whole family, visit giveaswegrow.org. This message is sponsored by Greenlight. It is so hard to raise kids who know how to manage money. Bree, right now, my kids are all about earning money for presents. My daughter wants to get presents for all of her friends, and my son is doing a Secret Santa with his friends.
Oh, I hear you. And if you're looking to raise kids that are financially responsible, we have got a lifesaver recommendation for you that you need to check out. It is Greenlight. Greenlight is a debit card and money app made for families that gives kids and teens an easy and fun way to gain financial literacy, all while giving parents peace of mind.
You can send instant money transfers, automate allowance, and even keep an eye on kids' spending with real-time notifications. Meanwhile, your kids can begin their journey towards financial autonomy by learning how to save, invest, and spend wisely.
So sign up for Greenlight today and get your first month free when you go to greenlight.com/NGM.
That's greenlight.com/NGM to try Greenlight for free. Greenlight.com/NGM.
And then my parenting style is very structured. I am probably the opposite of Beth.
Oh, yeah.
I like structure. I like organization. So in my home, there are, I don't want to say rules and consequences because you guys do that too. I mean, it's not like
Oh, no, we don't have any rules. No.
I mean, we say there's rules and consequences. No one's ever seen it, but we have them.
But yeah, I like structure. I like a lot of fun, but it's generally going to be planned out beforehand. We're going to know what we're doing that weekend. And so, yeah, spontaneity is not usually my thing, but I like organization.
Yeah. All three of us do very differently, but I would say that I would love to be more like both of them.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
that's
like I
true.
don't think like, no, I do it right, she does it wrong, or she does it right, I do it wrong. Like I just love like so many qualities about how Andrea parents her kids, and she has great kids. And I love how Camille parents her kids, and she has great kids. And so it's so fun to have like these different, you know, we all go out on Saturday and we do three very different things with our kids. And it's so fun to just hear about it and think like, oh no, I should try that or do this, or, you know, whatever.
I'm going to channel my inner Beth today.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I think the podcast has changed me in so many ways as a mom and as a human being, because I think that one of the things I used to think, which is what we fall into as moms, is that we have the right way and those other families are doing it wrong. And that is something that I have learned is absolutely wrong, dead wrong. It's different. Everyone does it different, but they play to their strengths. And kids are sent to different families for different reasons. So I think that's a real blessing that I've come away from in doing this podcast for these years, is learning from these two and from all the other moms we've talked to that there's a billion different ways to do something. And every mom does it their best way.
Yeah.
I think that's a brilliant message.
That's perfect.
It's great. I mean, I also see how you guys take inspiration from each other, which is unbelievable because I am like you, Camille. I like the connection. I really like the connection, and I am a planner. I am not so much a spontaneous one.
Hey, it's cool. It's cool.
I am
You don't
not
have to be.
spontaneous.
She's like, not everybody's
I'm
got
not
that. I
like,
get it. And
it's
I
cool.
love you all anyways, because you know what? The spontaneous friends are the ones that like we look to, like, cause
I want to be more spontaneous. I want to do it. And then like something holds me back because I'm like, no, what? I can't.
Okay, here's what I would say that Joanne, you and I are pretty similar in our parenting. We're both
Yeah.
all about connecting, and
Mhm.
I like plans. They make me feel warm and fuzzy.
I agree.
I like knowing what's happening next. I like knowing that stuff. But yeah, we have a friend, like I'm gonna pick Shayna.
Yeah,
Who is
Shayna.
the spontaneous friend who she'll just be like, so we decided to go camping today, and
Yep.
we're just out in the
We're just gonna
mountains and whatever. And I'm like, wait, how did you plan? Did you go shopping? Did you do this? And she's like, no, we got in the car, Brie, with a sleeping bag, and no big deal. So
There's probably some floor food on the car.
there's
floor.
probably. It's like a full course meal.
I love that, and I think that having all these like different dynamics, and especially in your I'm gonna call them your mom friend group, but whatever, in your friend group, it really helps you appreciate, understand, and then strive to reach out of your comfort zone sometimes. And hey, we're gonna try this. And my idea of spontaneous may not be the same as others. Like spontaneous. Oh, guys, on the way home from school today, we're gonna stop
at Starbucks.
Yeah, that's right.
You're getting crazy.
We're gonna do some Starbucks. Be spontaneous. Let's go have an adventure. Oh, I'm gonna get a vente this time.
I know, right?
Instead of the grande.
Go ahead, throw in the whipped cream. We're gonna eat
I love it. I love it. I love how you take inspiration from each other and you look to each other for like ideas in your own parenting and respect that. That is amazing. And I love the laughter. Like just even like being with you guys here, like, oh, I needed this laughter in my day because of how it's gone so far. So you have some tips out there for moms on how to find their own funny and their own laughter in motherhood. What's the first tip you have? Let me go first.
Yeah, yours is laughter.
Okay.
I mean, yours is the laughteriest one.
Well, here's the thing. Like we focus on our podcast about laughter, and we all know that there's such great benefits from laughter. I mean, it helps us to heal ourselves. It helps us to relieve stress. But a lot of people, you just think, well, that's just not funny. It's just hard. Like motherhood can be really hard where you're feeling like I'm going through some really tough things. And that's true. We go through some tough things and we want to cry, but I really believe we can always find ways to find the funny. And that doesn't mean some people are just funnier. Like Beth and Camille are funny people. They tell funny stories, and I don't feel that's me, but I love to laugh. I had a mom that she would laugh at things that happened. She and her sister would get together and just cackle. And so I think that we can learn to find the funny. And I think it's a muscle that you can practice. And so I think some things that we can do as moms, if you don't feel like you're a funny person, you can help to find the funny. I think we've heard lots of times that what you focus on increases. If you're buying a new car, all of a sudden you see Toyota Siennas everywhere. Yeah. And so we can look for the funny. You can just plan every day to find a funny meme. Or if you find funny things, save them on your phone so that every day you're checking your phone. Just give yourself like a 15-minute funny break. Things that you can laugh about. Even find like funny friends, funny moms. So I mean, that's one thing with this podcast we talked about earlier that I look for all the time now because I'm looking for material. So when my kids do something that is funny, I have to put it in my phone because I think I'm saving that for the podcast. Yeah. Or, and I share that with my friends. I share it with my sister all the time. And so the more that you're focusing on the funny, and there's so many funny things and uplifting in a time when I feel like you get on Facebook and you're just like, oh my gosh, there's so much negativity and sadness that makes us just focus on that. Find ways to focus on the funny. And I think that you'll find that there's a lot more funny in motherhood than you originally thought there was.
Yeah. I agree.
That's a wonderful tip. And it's interesting because I know like I totally promote counseling and mental health. And when I was going through it for a depression, one of the things my therapist told me to do is to like make time every day and watch something funny, like funny cat videos, funny anything. And when you're so deep in it and you feel like everything is negative negative around you, it could be hard to even realize what you find funny. But I think just keeping an open mind and like putting it out there that you're looking for it, it's going to come to you.
Yeah. And we think laughter is so important, and you can laugh at so many things, but it's even easier and more fun to laugh when you have a friend to laugh with, right? Like when your mom and sister got together. And that's why we feel like moms just need moms. Like, it's just not as fun to sit and laugh at my toddler who did something ridiculous. It's so much more fun to call my friend and be like, oh my word, you should see this. He has flour everywhere, or whatever's happening. And like, we just need moms. We need other moms to point out that was actually funny. And sometimes we need to point out to them, like, that was actually hilarious. You know, when your friend calls you crying because of something and you can find humor in it and she just can't yet, like, she needs you there to like, be like, okay, I know this is sad, but seriously, please visualize with me how ridiculous this moment is. Like, it is awesome.
Let's pause and come back through this.
Yes.
But I love that sometimes too, like, you never know when you totally just made someone else's day too with those little things.
Yeah. Yes,
like
absolutely.
A little meme and someone's like, I was having a really crappy day, but that actually made me laugh out loud. It's way better now.
Yes. You mentioned that because my sister just became a mom. Like, my nephew now is 18 months. And she's like, oh my gosh, he's so stressful. He like runs through the house. He's like a little demon. And he's a feral child. That's what she says. He's a feral child.
And Joanne's like, welcome to motherhood.
And I'm like, he's a toddler. That's how it is. But like, just having those moms to share stories with, because then I was able to tell her, I'm like, do you know what my son did? He, like, when he was that age, he got a glass of my wine off of the counter, filled it over his head, and then went and to open the oven. Like, and I'm like, they're just crazy. But you don't have moms to share that with. You don't know how normal it is and how important it is to laugh.
And it's great when you can laugh at your child looking like he came out of a scene from the movie Carrie.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes in the moment it seems hard and it seems sad, but we interviewed a comedian that's a mother, and she gave some great advice. And she said, look at the intention. Was the intent, malicious, or what they're doing, was it malicious? And also think about, if you saw somebody else's child do this, would you think it's funny? And if you can answer, both of those, that yes, it's funny, then write it down, go tell the friend. But so sometimes it's hard for us to see that it would be funny, but I guarantee you, in a year, in maybe even a week, but if not in a year, 5 years, you're going to wish that you'd written that down, and you're going to laugh at the things that your kids did.
Hey, Aubrey here, and I wanted to share one of my favorite gifts to give during the holiday season, a Storyworth book. It is the most amazing gift ever. Storyworth is an online service that lets you create a special and unique gift of someone's story. I've given Storyworth books to both of my parents, and it has been their favorite gift, hands down. And did I mention it is so easy? Storyworth emailed my parents questions every week that I handpicked from their massive list of questions that they have. All my parents had to do was open their email and answer them. That easy. I asked my dad questions like, did you have any rules that you set for yourself as a parent, which you immediately broke? And he did. I even asked both of my parents, are you more like your mom or your dad? And they shared a lot of really amazing qualities that I didn't know about my grandparents at the time. Then at the end of the year, Storyworth compiles all of their answers, puts them into this gorgeous book that covers everything. My parents love showing us their books, and I personally love getting a chance to read them. With Storyworth, I am giving those I love a thoughtful and personal gift from the heart that preserves their memories and stories for years to come. Go to storyworth.com/NGM and save $10 on your first purchase. That's storyworth.com/NGM to save $10 on your first purchase.
We're hitting that time of year where my brain gets so overloaded in December that I look for anything to make life easier. And I have to say, Brie, that Green Chef is one of those services.
Yes, Green Chef is there to take away the dreaded, oh my goodness, what are we going to eat for dinner tonight? You can eat clean all holiday long with over 80 weekly meal options each week, featuring things like quick and easy, protein-packed, calorie-smart, or my personal favorite, the keto options.
And you don't have to lose track of healthy eating habits during the holidays, because every Green Chef customer gets a free session with one of their registered dietitians who can walk walk you through how to make clean eating work for you, which is very cool.
And I have to say that I have been loving their recipes lately. They put things together I have never thought of. This week we're trying the lemon basil caper pork with sauteed cauliflower, bell peppers, almonds, and feta cheese, my favorite. Their recipes make it so easy to support my wellness goals without skipping on flavor.
For Green Chef's best deal of the year, get $250 off with code NGM250 at greenchef.com/NGM250. That's greenchef.com/NGM250. And don't forget to use that code NGM250 to get $250 off.
Green Chef, the #1 meal kit for eating well.
Given us 2 tips so far. When you feel like crying, just laugh and then find your people. So what's your third tip?
So I think our third tip really focuses in on moms taking care of their own mental health, because having a good outlook is crucial to being able to laugh. So our third tip is moms are people too. I think so often in the world of motherhood, we have kids that range from the ages of 20 to 2.
Yeah.
Is that right? And so we've been there. We know all those ages, and you just get lost. You get lost in the needs. The nature of being a mom is to cover the needs of others. That's what a mom is. That's what a mom does. But it's so hard for moms to also just keep their own identity of, I'm Camille and I'm also a mom. And we just lose ourselves to, I'm the mom and I take care of everybody's needs and I put fires out all day and that's all I ever do. And because of that, the world is bleaker. It is harder. But when we can retain a piece of ourselves, so if we love to read, making sure that we are actively reading and filling our bucket, or if we like to laugh, making sure that we're watching funny cat videos. That, just before this interview, I was showing Beth a video of someone who did a practical joke and I was weeping. I had tears.
Out of control
because I love those videos. Oh my gosh.
Do you guys ever watch the Holderness Family?
Yes,
No,
they're
right?
very funny.
Oh, I gotta watch them.
They're very funny.
Oh my gosh. We were just tearing up at one this morning. Yeah.
Yeah. So finding the things that fill you and give you your identity is crucial. And that's part of the reason why doing this podcast is so fun, is because we feel like it helps us to keep our identity as who we are while we promote motherhood.
Can I also say, along with that, about just moms being people too, I feel like not being ashamed of that person that you are is so important, right?
Yes.
So often I don't want to be this spontaneous mom. Like, I would love to wake up and be like, okay, look, a schedule, children, and now we will follow it. In my mind, I think that sounds really great, but that's not how I parent. And when I try to parent that way, it's so it's not authentic. It's uncomfortable. I hate it. We're all miserable, but we feel bad because we think, well, this is how a mom should be. Moms don't maybe, like if you love to run and you're gone 4 hours, well, now you have you have mom guilt because you were gone so long. You shouldn't be gone, but you love to run, all these things.
Right.
Just find what makes you, and then don't feel bad about it and just be that mom. If you're the mom that is spontaneous, then just be spontaneous. If you're an organized mom, be great at being organized. If you're all about feelings and snuggling, I don't want to snuggle personally, but if you do that, then it's get off of me.
Camille's like, let me give you a hug.
I know. She wants to hold me close to her bosom. Stop. But I just think that goes along with that of just knowing who you are and then not being ashamed of it. Just
Absolutely.
be the mom and the person you are.
Right, because you're not just a mom. I went through something like that a few years ago where I went through a divorce. And when I got divorced, suddenly my kids were with me 50-50. And I was sitting there twiddling my thumbs going, well, I don't know what I do if I'm not taking my daughter to dance and helping my son and doing this. And I don't know who I am. And I lost my identity and it freaked me out, but I found it. And and now I'm much more authentic. And my kids are constantly, and my daughter's like, I can't believe you're so into this and that. And I'm like, I always have been. I just kind of put it in the back seat because I had other things. And it's kind of scary.
Yeah. And you don't know who you are as a mom either, because some of us have been in this role and we all feel I was one of the moms who were like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to lose my friends. I'm not going to stop going out with people. And then motherhood just comes in and all of a sudden you're responsible for these things and you get in this routine so that you don't know what you like anymore. And that's when it gets really scary, when you don't know what makes you happy and what lights you up. Right.
And it really, being a mom, we think is the most important thing you can possibly do. It's amazing. being a mom is hard and it's amazing and it's full of worry and it's full of laughter and all of those things. The last thing moms need is to feel shameful. That's the very last thing. It doesn't help them. It doesn't help their kids. It doesn't help their husbands or their partners. So understanding that you're the best mom that you can be and that is perfect. And that
I love it.
And that, you know what, perfection or not perfection, but your best effort usually looks pretty mediocre when you look at it. That's usually what we all look like. And that's perfect. That's great.
Oh, like what is going back to the Holderness family? You have that shirt that says
doing the best I can. Doing the best I can.
Yeah.
Right? Like I parented the best I could today. Woo!
Yep.
So this is something that we ask everybody. What is your favorite hack for making your kids more self-sufficient?
Okay. My favorite is having them make their own lunches. I washed my hands of it a few years ago and I was like, listen, here's the snack tray, here's the bread, here's the peanut butter, it's all there. And I have not made a lunch and I feel free.
Yes. I haven't made a lunch either. Like, so virtual high five on that one.
Yeah.
For me, my hack is I let my kids do the communicating. So if they have doctor's appointments, they make the doctor's appointments. If they have issues with their teachers, their coaches, they need to be the one to talk to if they're having issues at school. I can certainly help them before, and I will kind of coach them, maybe if they need ideas what they're supposed to say, but they need to advocate for themselves and they need to make those conversations happen.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
It actually gets a little weird when the 5-year-old is making their own
I know.
appointment.
Can I have
the doctor's office is going, where is your mommy?
Mommy
clarify. She doesn't help.
My youngest is 11.
It doesn't matter, mister. You're talking to me.
My hack is that I have always felt like my kids are old enough to do their homework.
Old enough at kindergarten?
Yes.
Another high five.
Okay.
Yeah, I say, well, I don't know
No,
because I'm
I would-
homeschooling my kindergartner right now and I don't remember the others. But I very much feel like they understand that they have homework. They understand what my expectations are. If they need help, they know how to ask me. So I don't hover over the homework. If they say, oh, I got to go write a paper, I'm like, well, good luck. I'm going to go write my podcast episode thing I got to do. So we'll both suffer. But, you know, but I try really hard to not honestly ride them too hard because I feel like they understand what the expectations are. They want to go to college. They understand what they ought to be doing. And I trust them to do that. And because of that, I feel like they do it.
Yes, definitely.
I think those are all amazing.
They're all amazing.
I love every single one of those.
Mhm.
Those are things that I strive for. I don't always get them 100%, but I certainly strive for a lot of those.
Well, neither
Neither do
Yeah.
we.
I know, right?
It's
Yeah.
always the ideal.
I'm sorry, did we
but,
confuse you?
Yeah,
We
exactly.
try to do that. We don't do it all the time.
Exactly. Striving for it is what counts. It's the
Sorry
effort.
for it. So what's coming up for you all that you're excited about?
I think our big project has just been growing our new website. Camille has been working her guts out for months and months and months. We've launched our new website, familylookinguppodcast.com. And what we're really excited about on it is we have a merch store. We have some really cute shirts, fun merchandise for people to buy for themselves or sisters or whoever. And then also coming up is printable and like digital files, just cool things that we're doing, our books we're reading. And
yeah, we've got like book lists on there. We've got a place where you can go to read mom's fails, all of their mom fail stories that are just hilarious. There's a recipe section called The Hungry Games.
That's funny. You see that, guys? It's like the movie.
It's like the movie.
I see what
But
you did
also
there.
recipes.
I see.
You see it. You see it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So it's what we really want is for it to be just an all-around great resource for moms to go to find no guilt, humor, resources.
That is excellent.
There's never enough of that. Never too much.
No, but
So awesome.
thank you guys for coming on. It has been a blast. Like I kind of knew it would be, just like knowing you guys before. And we'll talk to you soon.
Hey,
Thank
thanks
you.
so much.
So I love their perspective, and especially when we were talking about going on road trips and having to prepare for the road trips and how we'd have to like pack all the food. And then Beth is like, "Oh, look, it's floor food. You can just use that.
Just pick it up off the floor. You
Just
drop
pick
the
it up-
chip. It's all
Yeah,
good.
floor food.
It's all good.
We have enough to be adventurous, and we can make this work."
Oh my God.
I'm
So
like, that's so the attitude, though. It's so the attitude you need to do to have to be spontaneous.
I know you do. And it's like, Yeah, I'm definitely a planner, so I try to plan for all that stuff. But I'm reflecting back now, I think there were plenty of times where I realized that my planning fell short.
Mm-hmm.
So I turned into the whole like, okay, we're just gonna make this work. We're just gonna make it work.
Just make it
and
work.
just do it. And it's fun when you can let go. It's fun.
It is. It's hard for me to let go too, because like even this weekend, my sister's going to come up. We're going to go hiking. And I'm already thinking, okay, I need to put some snacks in the bag. So if I don't have snacks, my son gets really, really grumpy, and then the hike will be no fun. And like, oh my gosh, I start snowballing into this fear scenario.
Right? We try to prepare for everything. And sometimes it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're almost setting yourself up for something to go wrong, because you can't possibly, if there's one thing that, hallelujah out there, if y'all agree with me on this, if there's one thing we know for sure about motherhood, is that you cannot prepare for everything in motherhood.
No.
You'll be perfect with your plan A, B, C, and D, and then what do you know? Plan F is going to be what's going to come out to go.
Yeah, I can't remember where we said this, but it was like, just suck up and deal. I think that was a Girl Scout camp counselor thing.
Yeah.
we counselors would say it to each other. We'd be like, just suck up and deal.
Right.
Because it's, life gets hard, and you just need to, it won't be perfect, and you just have to suck it up and deal.
Yeah. But I loved chatting with them. It kind of felt like we were almost back to like normal times.
Yes.
I would hang out with my girlfriends and just talk and just enjoy the perils of parenthood, and just being able to laugh at things is so special.
It is so important. It's so important. So we hope you have those friendships in your life. And if this episode brought you some joy, we would love to hear about it. Write to us at hello@noguiltmom.com. Tell us what you got out of this episode. We love getting these emails. Like every time we get an email like this, we're like, oh my gosh. And we record a video back because we're so excited. We're like, somebody listened to us.
And if you loved it, give us some love. Give us a rating. Maybe leave a review. Definitely hop on over to Family Looking Up. Give them a little love too, man. It helps us get these lovely, fun podcasts out to everybody.
Yes.
Right?
So until next time, remember, the best mom is a happy mom. Take care of you, and we'll see you later.
Thanks for stopping by. Are you looking for something to listen to with your whole family? Then check out 6 Minutes, produced and created by Gen Z Media. With over 200 twisty, cliffhanger-filled episodes, 6 Minutes tells the story of 11-year-old Holiday, who is pulled from the icy waters with no memory of who she is or where she came from.
3 years ago, Brinley Pasternak helped the Anders family uncover the truth about Holiday's past. Now she'll need them to help her find the truth about hers. In 6 Minutes Out of Time, the long-awaited sequel, Cyrus Anders is found unconscious near the mysterious Elixir Academy in Florida, and Brinley learns the school may have a shocking connection to her missing mother.
Dive in now and get the most downloaded family audio adventure in history. Follow 6 Minutes wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen early and ad-free with the GZM family subscription.